Russian man like inside the dark, call me Bill Snatcher. Just the brother for the rapture. I hang glide, holding on strong, hard to capture. Extravagant, resurrect the track and it's militant. And I react like a convict and start killing. It's manifesting. The God's work like appliances, dealing in my sleep like a lot.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Naruto Explained here, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about Momoshiki and Boruto's future relationship and why their future relationship is being set up as being mutually beneficial, in particular when it comes to Boruto's destiny, which Momoshiki prophesies and is now linked to, and why Momoshiki will have no choice but to assist Boruto during that time where he loses everything as the prophecy foretold. However, in order to understand why all of this is so, we have to look at the Otsutsuki clan, we have to look at the Otsutsuki Clan laws, we have to look at the mythology that inspired Momoshiki's name. So, as we all know, based off of the recent manga chapter, we know for certain that Boruto's body is now 100% Otsutsuki, and he should now be considered an Otsutsuki genetically. That potentially means that Boruto might be linked to the Otsutsuki Clan law, which states that Otsutsuki cannot be killed without a member of the main branch's family approval. Now, when it comes to Code wanting to feed Boruto to the juubi, that's irrelevant since Code is acting at the behest of Kinshiki, who is now dead, and Code himself, despite having a karma seal, is not an Otsutsuki. He isn't even the vessel for an Otsutsuki, and what he's doing is technically in line with the clan's law of feeding an Otsutsuki to the Ten Tails so they can one day harvest the chakra fruit. However, the issue that we have here is that Boruto isn't the last Otsutsuki that's out there, and we have quite a few clues that this is the case. In the Boruto anime, when Momoshiki learns that Kaguya didn't report the change in the curvature for the sector that she was assigned to, i.e. planet Earth, back to the Otsutsuki clan, that was our big sign right there that there were more of them out there. Momoshiki made it sound as if there were other Otsutsuki out there besides himself and Kinshiki, almost as if there was a hierarchy. This was further backed up when Orochimaru confronted Tsuneri and stated that the main branch of the clan knew that he did something to Hinata's child, Boruto, and Orochimaru stated that while he didn't have the permission to kill Tsuneri from the main branch, even though he acted against the behest of the Otsutsuki clan, he still went on to seal Tsuneri away. Finally, we have Tsuneri himself stating that the time for Boruto's Jougan to awaken had not yet arrived and that it was still a ways away. Tsuneri knew that there was something bigger coming to the planet, and we as fans assumed that it might have been Orochimaru, Kinshiki, and Momoshiki, but the signs are there that all of this was wrong and that we as fans, we took the bait. Tsuneri was well aware of how strong Naruto and Sasuke were, especially Naruto's power level. He learned that all too well during the events of Naruto the Last. Naruto and Sasuke at full power were more than strong enough to take down those three Otsutsuki that were coming. So I don't think that this is what he was referring to. Instead, he was referring to what Momoshiki said when Kinshiki told him about the Earth's curvature that Kaguya hadn't reported. Momoshiki stated that, number one, they weren't supposed to harvest the chakra fruit in that sector for a few more years, which means that there is a schedule. And if there is a schedule for a few years from now, there will be others who take notice of the fact that the chakra fruit wasn't harvested, which means that more Otsutsuki are likely on the way. Now, this is where things get really interesting because in a way this lines up with the mythology behind Momoshiki as a character, in particular, the mythological influence behind the inspiration and the creation of his character in general. Like I've stated more than once, mythology and Asian references, they're sprinkled all throughout the Naruto series, and understanding them oftentimes lets you pick out key moments for future story events, connective tissue for character arcs, or just pick up on the small Easter eggs that Kishimoto as a writer likes to sprinkle into his stories. Right now, we can't say definitively that we will have a complete one-of-one of the mythology, but it is possible that we see bits and pieces followed for the story and used as a framework for what we ultimately get in the Boruto franchise. So what exactly is the mythology behind Momoshiki? Well, in short, it's the story of Momotaro, the small boy found inside of a peach who protected his village from monsters. Now, that's the short version of the myth, but the longer version I'm saving for this huge Otsutsuki Clan video that I'm working on that's being edited right now. However, based off of this, we can link a few things to the current situation in Boruto and start getting a picture where things are going. Momotaro was found inside of a peach, and in the Boruto era, Momoshiki eats a chakra fruit that resembles a peach. Monsters come to the village to attack and steal in the story, which leads to Momotaro seeking them out to destroy them. In Boruto, the Otsutsuki have attempted multiple times to harvest a chakra fruit on Earth. In the story, symbolically, food is seen as a gift from nature meant to bind people together. In Naruto, in this world, chakra was something that was given as a gift meant to bind people together via ninshu. So far, we've now established quite a few similarities, but that was needed for us to establish just how this fits into the prophecy of Boruto losing everything like Momoshiki said, and Boruto being the star of hope like Toneri said. Just as Jiraiya misunderstood his prophecy, we as fans have potentially misunderstood Boruto's prophecy. It's not that he has two separate prophecies, but instead he has two that are now one and the same, two sides of the same coin that cannot coexist without the other. Just as Momotaro's homeland was ravaged by demons, when Boruto loses everything, it will likely be because members of the main Otsutsuki branch are coming at the scheduled time to harvest the chakra fruit, or to follow up on why so many of the members have gone missing in this part of the universe. We have to keep in mind that Kage has been killed, Momoshiki's been killed, Kinshiki's been killed, Oroshiki's been killed, and now Ishiki's been killed. That's a lot of people that have passed away. I believe that that is going to be the lose everything portion of Boruto's story. However, the Eye of Hope portion of the story is going to come from the fact that just as Momotaro took his 3 allies with him to destroy the demons and to force them to surrender, Boruto is going to end up having to fight off the main branch of the clan with his 3 allies. However, where it's really interesting is we have to look at who are going to be his 3 allies. It's easy to say that it'll be the new generation Team 7 when they finally hit their peaks. Boruto, Sarada, Mitsuki, Kawaki, that would certainly line up with the mythology. However, Momoshiki would also potentially count as an ally, and here's why. Right now, as of this recording, we don't know if Momoshiki can use Boruto's body to plan his own karma onto someone else by taking control of Boruto. However, if we stay in line with the mythology, the meaning behind the name, where he's named after a peach, it could be something that leads to Momoshiki taking matters into his own hands and help Boruto fight off the clan that's coming to harvest the chakra fruit. Or Momoshiki could want to take the chakra fruit for himself and have a way to bring himself back to life despite the sacrifice to save Boruto. Now, I personally don't think that that second one is likely to be the case because we don't have a clear indication that that's something he can actually do, make a brand new vessel. But I do think it's more likely that Momoshiki, just as Momotaro fought off the Oni that were ravaging his lands, I think Momoshiki could be used to fight off the Otsutsuki clan who come to Earth to harvest the chakra fruit, because Boruto would now be 100% Otsutsuki and he would be the best option to feed to the Ten Tails to produce a brand new chakra fruit. Boruto is that ideal option because he's 100%. Kawaki is not. Feeding a 100% living Otsutsuki will give you the best chakra fruit. And the reason why that concerns Momoshiki is that if Boruto gets eaten and Boruto hasn't prepared another vessel, then Momoshiki dies, which defeats the purpose of Momoshiki saving Boruto and warning him not to get eaten. Boruto could become the star of hope that Toneri prophesies by not only awakening his pure eye, but also taking things a step further, which would be to use the pure eye as a method to destroy the entire Otsutsuki clan from top to bottom by destroying the main branch, or acting in a way similar to Momotaro, where after he beat them so badly that the clan vows to leave the earth alone, just as those demons in Momotaro's story vowed to leave that village alone. However, if Boruto does go full destruction route, Boruto won't just be a savior, but instead he'll be a god of destruction who wipes out the clan once and for all and puts all this Otsutsuki clan nonsense behind us. However, I want to know from you guys, man, what do you guys think about this? Do you guys think that there's something here? Put on your Batman thinking caps for a second. Do you think that there's something here to the mythology of Momoshiki and Boruto's prophecy? Let me know down in the comment section below. So always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching to the end. Have an awesome day, guys.